Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Friday, September 16th, 2016. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. A sad event happened in Tirana's maternity hospital, where a 35-year-old mother-to-be went to the maternity hospital to give birth, and both died together. The deceased woman was in her 9th month of pregnancy. She went to the hospital yesterday evening with serious complications. Throughout the evening, doctors sent her to 2 other hospitals before she was returned to the maternity hospital. The Ministry of Health statement says that the patient went to the maternity hospital yesterday at 10 p.m. with breathing difficulties. The doctor examined her and he did not find any problem with the baby. The doctor did not find any contractions or visible hemorrhaging. After the examination, the doctor sent the patient to Mother Teresa Hospital because she continued to have breathing problems. Mother Teresa's hospital doctor found hemorrhage signs and sent her to another hospital, which sent her back to the maternity hospital. The patient's situation further complicated. She started to have a weak heartbeat and weak pulse. The patient then underwent a surgical intervention after her condition continued to decline. The Ministry of Health says both mother and baby died. Sources within the coroner's office say that a hemorrhage in the spleen caused the death. The family of the deceased woman blames the doctors for negligence and is asking for justice. Family members claim that doctors arrived late and the woman did not receive proper help, resulting in her death. Tirana's police department made a statement assuring that the doctors are being questioned and that an investigation has been launched. The Italian pilot of the plane that crashed in the Durrës area will be investigated, though not in custody, for the 2 accusations of violating aviation rules and illegal crossing of the border. The Italian pilot was released yesterday by order of the prosecutor, but he is under police supervision. The pilot's passport has also been seized so that he cannot escape. The pilot is expected to be interrogated again in connection with international drug trafficking. According to the investigators, the pilot's statements have been contradictory. A licensed translator will be present during pilot's questioning, unlike yesterday. Though the prosecution of serious crimes has not raised for accusation of drug trafficking against the Italian pilot yet, this is one of the investigative tracks. The lack of trust between the police and prosecution is complicating the investigation. The prosecution of serious crimes has launched a full investigation into possible revelation of investigative secrets. It is also investigating the inquiry team included in the issue, the judicial police officers, the state police, and the prosecution, all institutions related to the investigation of the plane crash case. The prosecution of serious crimes has seized the judicial police officers' mobile phones and will check their communication. Also, owners of the land adapted in a runway for planes landing are also being investigated. During the questioning, the landowners declared that they rented the land 6 months ago. The Democratic Party and the Minister of Interior exchanged accusations today regarding the plane that crashed in Durrës area yesterday. The Democrat MP Flambornoka declared that the Minister of Interior should be held responsible for destroying investigative secrets and that the minister should be legally prosecuted. The Democrat MP stated, yesterday evening, the Minister of Interior told the traffickers that the Italian pilot had started to confess the truth, advising them to take measures and escape the law. It was the Minister of Interior who revealed the Italian pilot had confessed he was here to transport drugs and that the Italian pilot had revealed the traffickers' names. The DP MP then asked the prosecution to investigate the scandal to find the real author of the crime. The Ministry of Interior reacted to the Democratic Party's accusations with a statement which read, "What is the reason this Democrat MP publicized the news about the plane crash after the state police and prosecution had already launched an investigation? What is the reason he made the investigations public? We are not alluding that the Democrat MP was trying to notify the traffickers, but these are some questions that await answers." In a rebuttal to that statement, the DP's vice chairman issued another accusation, this time against the Prime Minister, declaring that the police reported that it had destroyed 4,780 cannabis roots in the Dibra area and that police reject the Prime Minister's statement from earlier that there are no drugs in Dibra. Albanian authorities cannot monitor small planes that enter Albanian airspace. The former director of Civil Aviation explains that Albania does not have radar, which helps signal the planes. He says that the violation of Albanian airspace by the Italian ship pilot happened because the pilot had turned off the equipment that serves to give a signal of where the pilot is flying and finding his location. This made his identification in Albanian airspace impossible. According to the former director of Civil Aviation, establishing the radar equipment would cost over $30 million. He also said that apart from the risk for narcotics trafficking, the absence of air monitoring is also a concern for potential terrorist attacks. The former director of Civil Aviation has suggested more territorial checks, especially in areas where planes may land, implying the identification of unofficial plane runways. Monitoring Albania's airspace is the duty of the Civil Aviation and the Ministry of Defense. The government has made a guarantee fund of 300 million euros available to both large and small entrepreneurial farmers in an effort to prioritize the development of the agriculture and livestock sectors in the country. During a meeting with some Shkodra residents, Prime Minister Rama said that the state will be offering basic financing to farmers. We have created a guarantee fund for agriculture. Banks will give favorable loans to the farmers, which can be taken through the Agency for Rural Development. The agency will be the mediator for small and large entrepreneurs who want to receive a loan, declared the Prime Minister. Regarding the long-standing concern of agricultural land ownership, the Prime Minister said that this issue will be resolved once and for all with mediation for the residents. The residents also raised concerns about flat-rate energy bills, prompting the Prime Minister to state that the issue would be solved within the year. Residents were also concerned about energy meters, and the Prime Minister gave assurance that new energy meters have been set up all around the country, and the energy meters will be electronically checked from Tirana. According to the Prime Minister, the urban renaissance, the ambitious government project, will take time, but work will not stop as he believes the new municipality has seen positive results. The Democratic Party chairman, Lulzim Basha, reacted to the Prime Minister's speech given during a meeting with Shkodra's residents in a Facebook posting which reads, Rama makes shows of achievement in agriculture. Rama has removed subventions in agriculture. Rama shows off even while poverty is spread everywhere. Water sources are being used by drug cultivators, and he shows off at a time when the agricultural lands are occupied by drug traffickers. Agriculture needs 100 million subventions each year. The state's budget has money, but the Prime Minister divides it with his thieves. The Prime Minister spends it on luxury things. The farmers should rise up and remove the thieves in order to get money. Albania is better without Rama, he stated. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.